Hello everybody, this is Jeffrey GT7 and welcome to the episode. In this episode, I'm going to be using a request build, which is going to be the legendary Suzuki Escudo at Tokyo Expressway with its engine swap. So in this episode, I'll be covering on how to find the car. I'll also be discussing on how to find or equip the engine swap for this particular car. I'll be going through the livery and the setup build for this car. And this car is going to be actually pretty good for Tokyo Expressway 600. Now, if there is by chance a way that you don't like the handling of the car or you don't like the setup of the car at Tokyo Expressway, no need to fear. I would recommend you just save the car and just save the swap, use it for Le Mans, because this car is going to be really good to use for Le Mans as well as a backup plan. So if our first stage is how to find the car, you can find this car at the Legends Car dealership, and as we scroll back and forth in the menu, it is currently not here, but if you do have the car already, then you're good to go. After you get your car, we're going to go to the car customization menu. As you can see here, we do in fact can buy a swapped engine for this car. Take note, in order for you to buy the swap, as you can see here on the screen, you first must need to be at least collector level 50 in order to purchase a swap. Also, a hint is to make sure you check your home, go to your garage, check your tuning parts, and make sure and see if you have that particular engine swap at your home. If you do have it, you can redeem that engine swap for free, and that'd be a great way to save credits, and also is a golden ticket just in case if you have not reached level 50 in the game as of yet. So that's going to be the swap. It's going to be the V8 Suzuki GT3 Suzuki race car. Amazingly powerful, strong engine for this car, even though it actually does nerf the overall power. I would say the best feature for this engine swap is going to probably the sound. I mean, the sound sounds so good. But yep, if you do have enough credits and if you're level 50, then there you go. After that, here is the livery I'll be showcasing in this episode. You want to go ahead and pause the episode and look up for the hashtags, or what you can do for an optional, you can just follow me in the game. Now, here is the instructions to follow me in the game, or you can just follow other users in the game as well. That way, if you do see my videos pop up in my YouTube channel, you can just simply go to my news feed, and I'll have the latest liveries I do showcase in my episodes in my news feed. All you gotta do is just go to the word paperclip that says collection, add it to your collection, and then load that file into your GT Auto. When you go to car customization, you can load that livery, and just like that, you'll be able to have the car, the livery, and the parts together. Now, if you're curious, there actually is one part change. It's going to be these rims. Just in case if you would rather have the rims over the livery, it's just these right here, just in case if you want to do that method. So after you get these rims attached to this car, the last section we'll be covering before we actually do the race is going to be, in fact, the tune setup for this car. Now, there is one very important thing I want to make mention about this particular setup, in that this particular setup is a mixed compound setup. Now, a mixed compound setup, as you can see here, is not going to provide any real strong good handling for the front of the car. You can see we got comfort hards for the front, comfort mediums to the back. I would recommend just go ahead, pause the episode, and just copy the numbers down on your list for your own tune. That way it will help you out in this particular race. So that's going to be it for the first sheet. As you can see, of course, again, comfort hards front, comfort mediums in the back, and of course we did went ahead and change the numbers of the particular suspension and ESD and all that stuff. First, turbochargers, make sure you have the high RPM turbocharger because you'll need a lot of horsepower for this car, and that's going to be it for this particular tune for Tokyo Expressway 600. Now, once you have everything set to go, ready to go for this particular race, we're going to check out and see what this car is capable of doing in this race. Now, like I did mention before, this car has a really awesome engine sound to the car. As you can see right from the start of the race, we've picked up a couple spots in this particular race. Now, the thing about this engine is that you're not going to really have the best top speed. What's going to be the real key element for this particular car is going to be the acceleration. It actually is pretty good. As you can see here, as we get to the end of the stretch, we're going to brake a little bit later than the rest of the cars right in front of us, and we're going to find ourselves in P3. Now you can see from this angle shot, the car is having a bit trouble of trying to actually grip and turn to the right. And this is the effect of what happens if you have a mixed compound tire into the car. Now you would say, well, why not just do comfort hards? Well, the problem is for that is if we do comfort hards, the car will not really handle too great at all. It'll actually want to drift. It will most likely want to spin out. So that's why we did the mixed compound there for the car. As we make our way through though, having to fight with the handling of the car, and then you'll get used to it. It's this very unique, strange, tight understeer. It just all depends on how fast you're going in this particular race. We found ourselves in P2. We're right close to the race leader. Now we can't do anything just yet, but we will be able to make a move on lap number 2. But this is just to show the effects of a mixed compound tire race, and also how good the acceleration is from this car. You just see as we go down the hill, back to the power. As we go down the hill, the car is really good acceleration. That's one thing you don't have to worry about compared to a stock Escudo. Of course, the stock Escudo had the lag turbo. Luckily for this particular engine, you don't have to worry about being on the right gear. It'll always be very responsive on the race leader, especially for that hairpin. But we do get back on the power, and you can see the time difference on the delta is dropping very quickly. So acceleration, I would give it probably a scale from 1 to 10, probably a 12. That just goes to prove that the acceleration of this car is very, very good. That's our first lap completed right there. We actually have found ourselves close to the race leader, so we have gained ourselves a huge amounts of time back on the race leader. But I said before, the only part about this car is the top speed, not quite up there with the rest of the top 3, but when it comes to acceleration, it's going to really help you out in this battle. So as we get to the first corner, once again, we are going to try our best to get close to the race leader as possible for the next couple of turns. Otherwise, we're going to lose some more time on the race leader. But luckily for us, as we head into sector 2, the car's handling is not nearly as bad because you do have some mid-speed corners, which I think is going to help out the car in some case, in some of these turns, and you will be able to actually catch up with the leader and will be able to pass it and take the lead away from the leader of this race. So once again, as we go through this bridge, we can actually see the HUD display on the race leader as we get closer and closer, and then once we get to this right hand turn right up here, that's when we're going to really gain a lot of time, which is probably our best corner for this particular track. We're going to once again make us some more ground on the race leader, get back on the power. See, the acceleration is really good. We're going to make a move on its right side, and we're going to force it a little bit wide and take away the lead of the Honda NSX. Now, we're going to go ahead and fast forward to later in the races. It's going to be lap number 6. It's going to be our lap to pit. We have successfully made it to where it's going to be a 1 pit stop race. All we'll be doing here is just basically refilling the fuel. Now, luckily for us, the tire wear on this particular car, since it is a mixed compound car, the tire wear is not necessarily that bad. So I would recommend just ignore any tire changes for the car. Just go ahead and refuel the car just until you pass a little diamond icon. So it'll be almost all the way full by the time you actually do refill it. And that's going to be your stop for a Turkish Express 600. As you can see, as we finish up the rest of the race, this is going to be our last lap and hot lap for this race. You can see on the right side of the screen, decently good fast lap times around the 207 area. But right here is going to be our fastest lap of the track. So I would recommend you just stay behind, see what the car is capable of doing, and I'll be right back to finish up the rest of the episode. Okay, so as we about to finish up the race, it's going to be a very quick 26:06 for a total time around this track. The car did very, very well in this race, so if you do in fact have both the swap and the car itself, I would recommend giving it a shot. But one thing I want to share real quick is if this car was actually a stock engine, it, in my opinion, would go a bit faster. We got ourselves a standard bonus, unfortunately. Somehow, along the way, we did mess up and did not get that clearance bonus. And that's going to be it for the episodes. So for our next episode, I'm thinking about using a classic. It's going to be an old Porsche Carrera at Tokyo Expressway 600. I've done this particular car before. It's just been well over maybe a year and a half to 2 years since I've done it. So the last time I did this car was actually a very successful non-stop pit race car. So we're going to try to see if we can do that again. So I am going to be very interested to see what we can do for this particular race for this car. Until then, I'll see you guys later, and I'll see you when we get back to Tokyo Expressway 600 with the classic Porsche Carrera GTS. So that is going to be for today's episode. Hopefully this particular build has helped you out in Gran Turismo 7. If you guys have any suggestions or any other builds you want me to try out, you're more than welcome to add those to the comments below, and I'll try my best to do them. Until then, hopefully you guys have a great rest of your day, and if you guys would like to subscribe to the channel, you're more than welcome to do so as well, as I'll have some more stuff coming up in the next couple days. Until then, see you later and take care.